ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
This is your first look at sports. I'm Jonathan Benson. Trials for the 2013 Carifta Track and Field Championships will take place this coming Friday and Saturday at the new Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. And according to B3A's president Mike Sands, this will serve as an opportunity to do a dry run ahead of the games, which will be held during Easter weekend.
Everything will simulate what is to take place 14 days later. So we're going to be using both facilities because it is a full dress rehearsal with the officials and the volunteers and everyone, so they will know the assignments come on the eve of the games. And so this will be a dry run for us to work on any kinks that we may encounter during the course of the trials that would be expected to be resolved by the day of the games.
Now, with the Carifta Track and Field Championships just 18 days away, Sands is expecting this one to be the best attended games ever.
There are 26 member federations of the Carifta family, 26, and 24 have indicated their intentions to be here. As recently as today, French Guyana, which seldom attends, sent in their registration today that they will be coming with 4 athletes and 1 official. Only 2 countries we have not heard from yet, and that is Antigua, Barbuda, and Belize. Okay, so we are pretty much fully subscribed, and today there's about 530 athletes and about 160, 170 officials.
Well, the Amateur Boxing Federation of the Bahamas holding a symposium on Saturday past. At that time, President Wellington Miller signed on the dotted line so that his federation would come in compliance with the rules of the World Anti-Doping Agency.
We want to make sure that our athletes and the Amateur Boxing Federation is with the anti-doping program so that our athletes now know the consequence of what could happen to them if they go and take drugs that is not certified by a physician.
The official song for the 2013 Carifta Track and Field Championships was released today. Charles Fisher has the story.
Just a sample of the Carifta theme song co-produced by Colin MacDonald and Fred Ferguson, a celebration of unity.
What we attempted to do is to get a few of the different Caribbean rhythms. So in this song you will hear rake and scrape for sure, you will hear some zouk, you will hear some soca, you will hear a little bit of dancehall, because that is the theme of Carifta, which is to celebrate Caribbean unity.
MacDonald, feeling the spirit of the games, happy to be a part of such a collaboration.
At first, thinking about Carifta, I thought in our first phone conversation that we want a song about competition. But later when we got together, we said, no, we want to talk about Caribbean unity. I said, oh, this is easy, because that is one of the things that I'm definitely about. We need unity everywhere, even here. There's a lot of violence going on in our country, and I got friends in Trinidad, Jamaica, and it seems like it's hard these days for us human beings to express love to one another. So we hope that this song would remind people that there's no better way to live than to live in love and unity.
Also on the track, a number of local Bahamian artists.
Local performers to perform on it: Rick Carey from the Bahamas fame, Christian Massive, you will hear Zenobia Pear doing background, Colin MacDonald, and also what's going to happen with the song at the end of the opening ceremonies. All of the artists that are performing, we'll bring them onto stage together, and they will all perform this song, and with the energy that it is, and we anticipate that the Bahamian public will really rally behind this song.
Get used to hearing a celebration of unity. It's gonna be a catchy one. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
All right, thanks a lot, Charles. Now, during this year's Carifta Track and Field Championships, Sports Minister Dr. Daniel Johnson wants to meet with his counterparts from around the Caribbean in hopes of taking this regional event to the next level. It's Dr. Johnson's belief that if marketed properly, the possibilities for Carifta could be endless.
It is my intention this year to present a concept to the Games Committee that maybe we should think about the Carifta Championships mirroring the Olympic Games with cycling, boxing, swimming, rowing, karate, judo, basketball, soccer, golf, there's so many other areas that we can do, and the economic impact, the reason I'm behind this, now I'm going into the business of sports, as you know, so the economic impact of hosting 15 championships in a country at the same time can run some economies of tiny countries in one go. Each module will cost you about $1.5 million, maybe $2 million. So if you did say 10 of them, you put in $20 million investment into a major game, your output is almost $100 million. That's the real value. We're studying this very closely because we're going into the business of sports. So you invest 20, but the economic impact going forward is almost $100 million to host something for 1 week. Tell me where else you can get that.
Now, B3A's president Mike Sands wants to make it clear to the general public that seats are not sold out for this year's track and field championships. According to the boss, while certain sections may no longer be available, tickets are still on sale.
Prime seats are at a minimum, if not all gone. But bear in mind, there are 15,000 seats in the stadium. And so when we talk about prime seats, we're talking about 3,000 seats maybe that has been designated as, track and field prime seats, a little different from other prime seats where people may consider, well, the 50-yard line is a better seat versus the top of the finish line. There are no garbage seats in the stadium. The design of that facility gives everyone a nice panoramic view of what is happening on the field. We have had discussions with the NSA with a view that in probably 10 days out from the games, if we recognize that all of the seats are entirely gone, which will be a good problem to have, then we're discussing with them the possibility of bringing in additional bleachers, because there is provisions for the expansion of the facility, and we've already identified where those bleachers can go to increase the capacity by several thousand more.
Northern Providence Women's Basketball Association's Best of 5 championship set to resume tomorrow night at the Donald Davis Gym. After leading most of the way in Game 1 on Saturday night, the defending champion Career Builders Cheetahs fell in a slump in the fourth quarter, and the Bomber G operators took full advantage as they came away with a 65-59 victory. After the game, both teams talked about what they need to do moving forward.
I think the effort for Game 2 will even be better, because in the first half we just came about flat. But Coach Kalmer said he had the feeling that the team was going to win.
That's just Game 1. It's the best out of 5, We're used to them winning first game, and usually that comes on our side, but we just got to go home, regroup, come back together, and just play our game.
It's going to be a dogfight. They aren't going to roll over and play the dead, but we're looking for better things from this team. They will make some adjustments, and then we will have to adjust to whatever they do.
We're still focused on the championship. We just got to work on and get some of the kinks out of some of our players, and hopefully we can run our offense, and once we get that going, we'll be good.
And finally in the segment, the Providence Basketball Club's 2013 Phil Smith Primary Boys Challenge getting underway this afternoon at the C.I. Gibson Gym. And according to organizer Kevin K.J. Johnson, these kind of tournaments are essential in order for the sport to continue to develop in the Bahamas.
We want to keep primary school basketball alive in the country, because that's where our youth and development lies. And tournaments like this will only keep that alive, and hopefully other people will have tournaments and keep basketball, grow basketball in the country.
And that will do it for sports, but don't go anywhere. There's more to come after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.